Continuing with Exodus 21:22. If men strive and hurt a woman with child so that her fruit depart from her, and yet no further harm ensue, he shall be surely punished according as the woman's husband will lay upon him, and he shall pay as the judges determine. But if any harm ensue, then thou shalt give life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, burning for burning, wound for wound, bruise for bruise. And if a man smite the eye of his servant or the eye of his maid and destroy it, he shall let him go for free for his eye's sake. And if he strike out his manservant's tooth or his maidservant's tooth, he shall let him go for free for his tooth's sake. If an ox gore a man or a woman that they die, then the ox shall be surely stoned, and his flesh shall not be eaten, but the owner of the ox shall be acquitted. But if the ox was wont to gore with his horn in time past, and his owner had been warned, yet he had not kept him in, but it killed a man or a woman, the ox shall be stoned, and its owner shall also be put to death. But if there be laid on him a sum of money, then he shall give for the ransom of his life whatever is laid upon him. Whether he has gored a son or gored a daughter, according to his judgment shall it be done to him. If the ox shall gore a manservant or a maidservant, he shall give to their master 30 shekels of silver, and the ox shall be stoned. And if a man shall open a pit, or if a man shall dig a pit, and not cover it, and an ox or an ass fall to it, and the owner of the pit shall make it good, and give money to the owner of them, and the dead beast shall be his. And if one man's ox hurt another, that he die, and then they shall sell the live ox, and divide the money of it, and the dead ox also that they shall divide. Or if it be known that the ox has long been in the habit of goring, and his owner hasn't kept him in, he shall surely pay for ox for ox, and the dead shall be his own. If a man shall steal an ox or a sheep and kill it or sell it, he shall restore 5 oxen for an ox, and 4 sheep for a sheep. If a thief be found breaking in and be smitten that he die, there shall no blood be shed on his account. If the sun be risen upon him, there shall be blood shed on his account. He should make full restitution. If he have nothing, then he shall be sold for his theft. If the theft be at all found in his hand alive, whether it be an ox or ass or sheep, he shall restore double. If a man shall cause a field or a vineyard to be eaten, and shall put in his beast, and shall feed in another man's field of the beast of the best of his field and the best of his vineyard, shall he make restitution. If fire break out and catch in thorns, so that the sheaves or the standing corn or the field be consumed, be he that kindled the fire shall surely make restitution. If a man shall deliver to his neighbor money or vessels to keep, and it be stolen out of the man's house, if the thief be found, he shall be paid double. If the thief be not found, then the master of the house shall be brought to the judges to swear that he has not put his hand to the neighbor's goods. For all manner of trespass, whether it be for ox, for ass, for sheep, for garment, or for any manner of lost thing, of which one can say, this is it, the cause of both parties shall come before the judges, and whom the judges shall condemn, he shall pay double to his neighbor. If a man deliver to his neighbor an ass or an ox or a sheep or any beast to keep, and it die, or be hurt, or be driven away, no man seeing it, then shall an oath of the Lord be between them both, that he has not put his hand to his neighbor's goods, and the owner of it shall accept this, and he shall not make it good. But if it be stolen from him, he shall make restitution to its owner. If it be torn in pieces, then let him bring it as evidence. He shall not make good that which was torn. If a man borrow aught of his neighbor, and it be hurt or die, its owner not being with it, he shall surely make it good. But if its owner be with it, he shall not make it good. If it be a hired thing, it came for his hire. If it be and if a man seduce a virgin that is not betrothed, and lie with her, he shall pay the bride price for her to be his wife. If her father utterly refuse to give her to him, he shall pay money according to the marriage price of virgins. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. Whoever cohabits with a beast shall surely be put to death. He that sacrifices to any god, save to the Lord only, he shall be utterly destroyed. Thou shalt neither vex a stranger nor oppress him, for you were strangers in the land of Mitzrayim. You shall not afflict any widow or fatherless child. If thou at all afflict them, and they cry to me, I will surely hear their cry, and my anger shall be inflamed, and I will kill you with the sword. Then your wives shall be widows, and your children fatherless. If thou lend money to any of my people that is poor by thee, thou shalt not be to him as a creditor, neither shall you lay upon him interest. If thou shalt all take thy neighbor's garment for a pledge, thou shalt deliver it to him by sundown, for that is his only covering, it is his garment for his skin. In what shall he sleep? And it shall come to pass, when he cries to me, that I will hear, for I am gracious. Thou shalt not revile the judges, nor curse the ruler of my people. Thou shalt not delay to offer the first of thy ripe fruits, and of thy liquors, of the firstborn of thy sons shalt thou give to me. In like manner shalt thou do with thy oxen and with thy sheep. 7 days it shall be his dam. On the 8th day thou shalt give it me. And you shall be holy men to me. Neither shall you eat any meat that is torn of beasts in the field. You shall cast it to the dogs. Thou shalt not raise a false report. Put not thy hand with the wicked to be an unrighteous witness. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to incline after a multitude to pervert justice, nor shalt thou favor a poor man in his cause. If thou meet thy enemy's ox or his ass going astray, thou shalt surely bring it back to him again. If thou see the ass of him that hates thee lying under its burden, and wouldst forbear to unload it, thou shalt surely unload it with him. Thou shalt not pervert the judgment of thy poor in his cause. Keep thee far from a false matter, and the innocent and righteous slay thou not. For I will not justify the wicked, and thou shalt not take no bribe, for the bribe blinds the wise and perverts the words of the righteous. Also thou shalt not oppress a stranger, for you know the heart of a stranger, seeing you were strangers in the land of Mitzrayim. And 6 years thou shalt sow thy land, and shalt gather in its fruits. But the 7th year shalt thou let it rest and lie fallow, that the poor of thy people may eat, and what they leave the beasts of the field shall eat. In like manner thou shalt deal with thy vineyard and with thy olive grove. 6 days thou shalt do thy work, and on the 7th day thou shalt rest, that thy ox and thy ass may rest, and on the son of thy handmaid and the stranger may be refreshed. And all things that I have said to you be mindful of, and make no mention of the name of other gods, neither let it be heard out of thy mouth. 3 times thou shalt keep a feast to me in the year. Thou shalt keep the feast of unleavened bread. Thou shalt eat unleavened bread 7 days as I commanded thee, in the time appointed of the month Aviv, for thou didst come out of Mitzrayim. And none shall appear before me empty. And the feast of harvest, the first fruits of thy labors, which thou hast sown in the field, and the feast of the ingathering, which is at the end of the year, When thou hast gathered in thy labors out of the field, 3 times in the year all thy males shall appear before the Lord God. Thou shalt not offer the blood of my sacrifice with leavened bread, neither shalt thou fat of my sacrifice remain until the morning. The first of the first fruits of thy land thou shalt bring to the house of the Lord thy God. Thou shalt not boil a kid in its mother's milk. That's Exodus 23 up to 20.